to this place they call El Damari or something like that. And when he went inside here, the support, somewhere along the line, he never got the support because why? The people did not appreciate that one God system that he was bringing there because why? They always had one God. They always was worshiping one God. So when Akhenaten died, then the Amun priesthood come right back and take everything that was there, all the treasures and all that was there, and bring it back, and Amun start rising. So the people now, they began to get favor with Amun because why? Amun began to build temples. In the 11th dynastic period in Karnak, Amun built one of the most beautiful temples. Now ideas of cities, ideas of, you understand, mass, let me say, labor force coming into action now, because Amun now is regenerating the energy of the people in order to build back the land. Why? Because they had the Hyksos in the land. And this is a rendition.
So that fan is killing me.
All right.
It's too much money.
This is a rendition. Call it in Thebes, the temple. What we have here, this here is the outer court of the temple. Here, so inside here,
Who's Karnak?
Karnak is in Egypt. That's a place in Egypt, on the west bank of the Nile.
Okay.
Good. This here, they say, this is the outer courts. All here would be the outer courts, right? The people who are in the outer courts is like people who just come to the temple. They are not initiates, because the whole thing was set up as an initiatic movement.
So they're not members, they're visitors.
Good. But they believe in the God and God, but they are just, as you say, visitors. What they do, because the priests and priestesses pray and look, or they, as a matter of fact, were seen as the people who hold up the country. Because of the God system, they are the one who keep the country going. Good. So they would bring in the temple, they would bring in what they call the, let me say, well, it wasn't the word tithes in the sense, but they would bring the harvest, whatsoever they harvest. They would bring part into the temple for the priests and priestesses to support them along the line, because if they support the country, then the priests and priestesses is being supported by the people. So it's reciprocation all along the line. Good? They didn't leave them out. You understand? So they will come all about here. Yeah, they will do their worship rightly enough, but they don't stay in the temple, they go. Then you have the peristyle. I think the hypostyle, right? Hypostyle. The first inside here, you have the initiates, like what we call the Shems. Good? So the Shems now enter deeper into the temple. They come into the first level, the peristyle. This is where the Shems come in, and you know, they get initiated, and then they began to, you know, learn a certain amount of things till they, you understand, just reading and learning the rituals, and you know, when they get accustomed with the ritual, know the rituals and all of these type of things, and they're ready to move on, then they move into the second hall, the hypostyle. And into the hypostyle is where they began to learn more about philosophy and all of these type of things. That's where, you understand, they began to learn all these type of difference, you understand, with the priests and priestesses inside here. Then, when they reach to a certain level again, they initiate and moving on. they go now, well, they're moving now to the holies of holies. And that's where they becomes what they consider to be enlightened being. So you have what is considered, according to James, the intellects, how we put it, the mortals, the intelligentsia, and the enlightened beings. See? So the system in itself is not as what we call, we have divine worship here on Sunday, right? But the system is not what it looked like. You see? The system is deeper than that. The system is not like what we look like. Some people may look at it and say, well, here is a next sense of hallelujah. But this is not no sense of hallelujah. This is a deeper system. You understand? And the more you go into it, the more you begin to understand it, then you can find what we call the taste, the sweetness of it, that you want more.
So is this more like a school system?
Yes.
Like a religious school system, if you will.
A school of philosophy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who can attend? Is it anyone? Is it?
It is for everybody.
Okay.
But it's the choice
Okay.
to follow the discipline. That's what makes the difference. So people, as I said, would just come to the outer court, right? Like we have people come inside here, keep going back and forth, right? They're just in the outer court.
I see.
See? But when people initiate and they want to go deeper and more into the teaching, then they go into the first, the hypostyle here. So they initiate and they go deeper into the temple. Now they began to learn the rituals, right? They began to do things and walk in the temple and, you understand, building the temple. You see?
How you explain it sounds like Masonic Lodge.
Well, this is where the Masonic Lodge and all of these people, you understand, this is where they come from.
The stages is 3 stages, and
Yes.
the 3rd stage, you're a Master Mason, which you've received a certain set of knowledge, and how you described it, it sounds just like,
But you see the difference with the Master Mason. The Master Mason only reached the point like what I like to call the emotional stage. You see, because in the 3rd stage, they only meet the 3rd chakra, or the 3rd spiritual center. You understand? And in that 3rd spiritual place, there's a lot of power, but there's a lot of ignorance there too.
Oh, yeah.
You see? See? So, but you have to move. So when you move from here, so what we're talking about here is the 3 stages of consciousness. And you have to be able to conquer, especially when you get inside here to get down into this large stage. That's where it's considered, let me say, you're walking in the duat. Walking in the duat now, which means you're walking in the subconscious mind. Because you bring balance now, you walk through all this other aspect of your being, right? But now, all the impressions that are in the subconscious mind that is still affecting you, right? Because you may be very good in the philosophy, good. You're very good in doing things. You may come to the point where your selfishness, your detachment and all of this has reached a high standard, right? But you still have what they call a sense of ignorance with yourself. Because you'll still catch yourself doing things that you know you're not supposed to do. Good? And why? Because of the impression in the subconscious mind. So now, what you are doing when you're going in for the holies of holies now, that's where you're working in the subconscious mind. You're going deeper into the subconscious mind to move all these impressions from inside here. So when that is cleared, then you are enlightened to the fullest. There's no more you can do. So you have reached what is considered to be the highest point of spiritual development. That is called enlightenment. Sometimes it is called salvation. See? It is called Taoism, the Tao, the Buddha's mind. Good? Allah. You see? But while they're expressing these words, they don't work it in that type of way, because some of them, they becomes what they call only a ritualistic religious movement rather than a mystical movement. What we're talking about here is mystically. A spiritual movement following the mystical path, because you can only discover yourself through the mystical path. That's why the teaching is made up of all among with myths and all of these things, because the myths help you to see yourself inside there. Ever read poetry? And when you read a poetry, you say, man, this poetry really, it really resonates with me. Well, it's the myths, right? So that's what it is. So you're moving in that area here, you understand? And learning more, becoming a teacher, becoming a preceptor, and moving inside it to help humanity. So this is not an egoistical movement. Many people come in only because they, I want to be a part of this. Egoistically. But not with the idea, well, I have to gain enlightenment. And by understanding I have to gain enlightenment, then you have to see everybody, everything in front of you as one. And by seeing everything and everybody in turn, now, Mahat, because you're standing on the platform of Mahat, now, you're going to take a stand. Your boundaries now become something of a Mahatian quality, because you stand now for righteousness. You stand for justice. You stand for peace. You stand for harmony. Why? Because you're going back to the very essence of your being. So you're functioning from the essence of who you are, because you eliminate the ego, you sublimate it, as a matter of fact, right? And you eliminate all this thing that is called fears and anxiety. Because of our fears and anxiety, it puts us in a situation where we are afraid to really express ourselves as who we are, right? To speak about the truth the way it's supposed to do. We compromise it. Because we say, I don't want people to see me in this kind of, I don't want people to feel me about, well, I didn't want to make them feel bad. Well, it's not a question of making them feel bad. This is what it is, and this is what it is. It's why good association is included and joined in the teaching. Why? Once you're into the good association, you can speak freely. But when you get out in an association with mixed emotions, it's difficult for you to express yourself. Difficult for you to tell people, well, hey, you grow up all the days of your life beating up on chicken and dog and all kind of thing. And here I come and I look at you and say, hey, you're not supposed to eat chicken and hog and all that kind of thing, And you look at me, who is you? Now, who is you to tell me that? I have the right. So in order to say, I have the right to commit suicide. And I don't want you to tell me whether I should commit suicide or not. But deep inside, you know to yourself, hey, there's something going on here. Let me listen to what this person have to say. You understand? And next thing again, you take it as a critic to the most, they call it personal. That's a thing, I have a little problem with that, because if you're talking to me and you're telling me something that is offending me, and you're telling me I shouldn't take it personal, well, if I shouldn't take it personal, what should I do? You're offending me, right? If I shouldn't take it personal, what am I dealing with? Who are you talking to? Are you not talking to me? If you're speaking to me and you're telling me something that is offensive to me, and you still tell me, don't take it personal. Yeah. Well, who should I take it like? Yeah. All right, then slap me and then call me short. You see where we get tricked up in a lot of things. You understand?
Yeah.
So we have to be very careful in how we, what we call, disseminating this teaching. Because we cannot go with this teaching to every and everybody, because not every and everybody are prepared to receive this teaching immediately. Because there are a lot of Ari that people are blocked with. People are Ari. A lot of Ari, which is called in Indian terms karma. And that karma system, people don't want to hear nothing because why? That conditioning of the mind led them to believe that everything they're doing is the right thing to do. So they take the sweet for bitter and the bitter for sweet. That's why you need a teacher to help you to untangle yourself from the entanglement of time and space. It's a task. It's not an easy thing because you'll get accustomed to doing certain things. You understand? The myth of Amun. Amun absorbed the god Ra. I think I just talked about that, right? From the old kingdom as the major deity, Amun takes on the attributes of Ra. Amun is hidden from gods and men. He is formless. Amun came from the watery abyss, which is called Nu, or the primordial ocean. The trinity of Amun, Amun Ra Ptah. This is them here. Amun is the soul. Ra is the cosmic astral self with the mind. The body is Ptah. See how it's working now, right? So the soul, which is hidden, right? You don't see the soul, right?
Right.
But you see Amun in the sense because he becomes what? The cosmic astral self with the mind. So you see him in one sense, you see it through your thoughts, right? The manifestation, you see Ra because you see the sun disk, right? So you see the face. Good?
Right.
And Ra in the sense as it symbolizes the mind of Amun. So you're seeing that along the line, right? But it does not see Amun. Because he is what? From the beginning, he is what? Hidden. Good? What you're looking to do is to align yourself here, working now, as I said, back down into the duat, the subconscious mind, in order to be in the west. The beautiful west. In the beautiful west is where you find rest. That rest we're talking about, well, you can look at it from an initiatic point of view when we talk about death. In the true state of life, there's no such thing as death. It's a concept. Good?
Transition.
Good. But from the initiatic point of view, death, you're going into that state of death. In the beautiful west, who is in the beautiful west? Amun is in the beautiful west. He is the hidden consciousness. He is the hidden divinity. So you're going to rest in that state, the beautiful west. So these are some iconography of Amun. Amun here in the form of Kemun here, the creator making God, making men. So you see, the ancient was making this, had this story all along the line. So he's making men upon his potter's wheel, right?
Right.
So he didn't take no dirt from off the ground and make man and then take out a rib and all of that, right?
No.
Well, he did in their myth.
Huh?
He did in their myth. He just didn't do it in ours.
Well, this is where they take it from. This is where it started here. Because when we began to look at the timeline, we haven't gone through that. When we look at the timeline of the of civilization and the development of civilization in terms of having what we call high culture, Egypt has come across and reached the supreme of all the others. Every one of them borrowed from Egypt. But they don't tell you that.
Of course not.
They don't make you know that.
And they don't pay back either.
They just move on. See? Then we have here Amun the ram. And there's a personality under Amun here, right? Well, as a follower, let's put it as a follower of Amun, you are protected under the divine aspect of Amun.
So the ram is the divine aspect
this here. The ram symbolize Amun. And the ram also symbolize the soul